Other environmental advances, such as vegetative buffers, heavy-use concrete pads, and manure holding sheds have been incorporated around the chicken houses.
Vegetative buffers are basically trees and shrubs that are placed adjacent to poultry farms. These trees and shrubs help block cold winds. They help capture any dust that may be expelled from the poultry farm. They help aesthetically make the farm look a little bit better, help with erosion and stormwater management.
A relatively new farm practice is windrowing of the litter, a combination of bedding materials and manure. Windrowing is an in-the-chicken-house recycling program.
We summarize annually how much manure that leaves this farm. 3 years ago, prior to windrowing with the normal cake-out procedure, this farm produced 350 tons of manure. 2 years ago, when I started windrowing, I reduced that to 166 ton, and last year was 155 ton. So there's a big impact on what leaves here versus what goes possibly to the environment.
Following the recommendations of the U.S. Department of Agriculture and county conservation districts, chicken producers are initiating new stewardship practices.
We have the self-contained pond that all of our runoff stays on our farm. Doesn't go into any of the state ditches or anything. We've also got berms we place around the poultry farm and planted trees. And we've also put in the large work area pads on the end of the houses and the manure shed also.
We have practices in place to help protect the environment by having heavy use pads. We really strive to make sure that all the manure and litter is cleaned up after bird movement, clean outs. We've purchased brushes and equipment to go on our bobcats and so forth to clean up and make sure that manure is put in its proper place.
Over the last 2 decades, Delmarva's farm families have spent millions of dollars on litter storage structures to prevent water pollution. This best management practice allows litter to be spread on fields following government regulations or recycled for consumer use. Purdue Agri-Recycle has developed a unique solution for handling litter.
Here at the Purdue Agri-Recycle plant, we receive raw litter in from any grower who needs to have a solution for excess manure. We provide a solution here for that excess at no charge to the grower. It's basically an exchange, a service provided to the grower. Certainly the benefit of the environment here on the Delmarva Peninsula is that for every ton there is an equivalent NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium content of the litter. Every time we process that litter into a finished product and ship it to its destination, we are moving nutrients, a lot of them outside of the Chesapeake Bay watershed.
The whole farming industry has changed tremendously over the past decades. Technology will continue to advance, and new practices will be incorporated to deal with high priority issues. Even in the processing plant, technology is used to create a safe work environment and produce the safest, fresh poultry possible.
Poultry products are processed in USDA-inspected facilities that utilize the state-of-the-art processing equipment, which means the birds move quickly through the process in a very hygienic manner. The consumer has a role in handling food products properly, keeping them cold, following the ABC practices of separating fresh vegetables from meat and poultry, washing your cutting boards and utensils, and cooking poultry to the proper temperature, which for chicken products is fully cooked.
We at Mount Air are very excited about a couple of initiatives that we've had. Our sales and marketing team has developed a total recyclable box that we send all our tray pack products in. And why that's important, because a lot of places in the big cities, they don't have a way to dispose of any refuge they may have, so the recyclable boxes help them tremendously. Secondly, what Mount Air has done here is we have a tremendous water usage program. We use about 3.5 gallons per bird, and the industry average is around 7 gallons per bird. So we're really aggressive, environmental friendly when it comes to that aspect.
Technological advances don't stop at the processing plant. To further ensure wholesomeness and safety, new technological advances have been incorporated into the transportation system.
What we're trying to do in the poultry industry is provide you with a product and delivering it in a safe, responsible, environmentally friendly manner that gets it to your plate from our farms.
Computers that communicate via satellite to track shipments and record truck movements and driver e-logs. Radar located on the front of the truck and on the sides assist the driver in maintaining safety. APUs, auxiliary power units, have been installed to reduce the amount of fuel used during idle times, and new aerodynamic truck designs have made the trucks more fuel efficient. This is an industry that prizes human resources, not just plant and product. It offers equal opportunity to all. Chicken is America's favorite protein. There are 10 poultry plants like this on the Delmarva Peninsula. Their output is packaged and shipped all over the eastern U.S. and to many foreign countries. About 11 million birds a week are required from nearly 1,700 growers and on many family farms. Everybody pitches in.
I'd say one of the main advantages to living on a farm and raising your kids on a farm is that I was able to stay home with my children and raise them myself, and instead of having to send them to a daycare.
But times have changed. Farmers are a very small percent of the population, and on the Delmarva, they face special pressures. This is an attractive region. More and more people are crowding in. We're seeing increased development and more pollution from this growing population. The loss of farmland is accelerating. Farms and residential subdivisions are rubbing together, creating conflicts.
Urbanization contributes a lot more pollution per acre than does agriculture.
The kind of development that Delmarva has experienced in the last 40 to 50 years has been particularly stressful on agriculture. Land that once produced grain for poultry feed now sprouts buildings. The conversion of farmland puts additional pressure on our schools, on our roads, and the system in general. This peninsula of ours is a favored place. We all want to preserve our rich land and beautiful waterways. They're the most important natural resource we have on Delmarva. Farmers and poultry producers treasure these elements even more than most people do because they're closer to them. Environmentalists, farmers, and fishermen are recognizing common concerns and working to improve water quality. As demand for water increases, recycling becomes more and more important. This clean, recycled water is used to irrigate crops. But the chicken business and agriculture cannot be expected to carry the load for all water quality improvements. Each of us has a role. Federal and state laws make Delmarva's chicken producers among the most regulated business in our nation. At all levels, the poultry industry is moving on its own to find methods that are more efficient, more productive, and safer for our environment. Golf courses, farms, and lawns across the nation are benefiting from the peninsula's poultry litter. Doing the right thing. It's not just something we talk about. The Delmarva Peninsula's poultry growers are under pressure from urban sprawl, from the sheer stress of making a living. Many could realize a small fortune by selling their farms, but they don't want to do it. These farmers are participants in something vital to the peninsula. They're poultry people, hardworking and responsible, productive and proud to be part of Delmarva's chicken industry, from family farms to America's tables.